Trainers, welcome back to another Meta Monday. That's right, we have 2 Meta Monday videos this week. In today's video, we have special guest with us, SouthwayKhi, fellow streamer and teammate on the Antimatter Pokemon Go team, so check us out. And he will be sending us his battles for the Mythos Cup, which is the first Meta Monday that we ran this year. This cup features the typings of Fire, Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. And while on paper that seems a little bit rock, paper, scissors, the sub-typings that a lot of trainers chose here are really going to be impacting the battles and the flow of the meta here. As always, if you would like to join us for these battles, check us out on the Discord link down below on the Flash for Everyone Discord server. We run all our Meta Mondays through there. Hop on in, tag me so I can help you find the roles you need, and on that note, let's get right into the battles. Alright, getting right into the battle, SouthwayKhi leading the Dewgong into the Primarina. The Dewgong having Icy Wind is going to help out here, even though all these moves, the Icy Wind and the Ice Shard, are resisted. Icy Wind being able to debuff Charm here is going to be really strong for SouthwayKhi's team with the Dewgong here. And Primarina not having the bulkiest of stats does take quite a bit of damage from the Icy Wind, but almost gets Charmed down, switches out at the last second, and Dragalge answer into the Wigglytuff. So thinking possibly opponent doesn't have a good answer for Wigglytuff here, shielding the Aqua Tail, getting this Icy Wind off on Dragalge. This might get a shield from Dragalge. Newly buffed Icy Wind, wow, and that is a lot of damage and goes down. Dragalge taking the shield advantage, but giving up Switch. Coming in with Dedenne here. Dedenne takes, again, it's a squishy Pokemon. This is taking a lot of damage from Charm. Charm seems to be the name of the game here, but double shielding the Wigglytuff here, noticing that your opponent, again, answering Wigglytuff with a Dragon type, even though it has that Poison subtyping, wasn't the strongest, but gets the perfect swap to catch this move from Primarina on the Dewgong. Disarming Voice doesn't quite kill. Dewgong gets just enough to get the Icy Wind off. Survives that one Thunder Shock to get the Icy Wind off and goes down. And the attack debuff on that last Pokemon is going to be really rough here. I don't know. It's going to take quite a few discharges here with that debuff. Yeah, it's going to take probably looking like at least 3 plus the Thunder Shocks, possibly even 4. Getting that last minute Icy Wind was very strong for Kai's team there. Closing out with that Magcargo, that Incinerate charges pretty quickly. You just got to be careful of, the bulky 5-turn moves. Getting right into the next battle, Wigglytuff versus A-Slash. Alolan Sandslash, notoriously good with dealing with the Charm users, these Fairy types. Switches into Dewgong, charges up just a little bit, switches into Dewgong to take this damage. Even if this is a Drill Run, this is going to hurt that Shadow, but Dewgong's tanky enough. Dewgong takes it. However, going down to about half health against this, just a couple Charms there. Primarina's doing some damage. It doesn't like to take hits, though, this Icy Wind. That's a lot of not very effective damage there. If we can get off one more Icy Wind, we might be able to even this out. A Drill Run possibly could even kill, but being able to debuff this Charm user is very strong, and gets the shield too. So while Kai does not have the switch timer here, we have shield advantage on our side with, once again, that Magcargo in the back. So if you can get this Primarina out of the way with these Charms here, and Magcargo looking really strong so far against the A-Slash. A-Slash comes back in. We haven't seen what's in the back, but again, these debuffs, double Icy Wind on the side of Kai's team here. And oh no, it's an Ice type. The Piloswine down shields is not going to be able to deal with this Magcargo, and I wonder how many Incinerates it's going to take to kill the A-Slash in the back. But Heat Wave is ready. Do we see the Heat Wave come through? The Heat Wave comes through. This is probably going to knock out this Alolan Sandslash and its entire bloodline here, and that thing is out of there. Magcargo taking the win there. That shield advantage play. Noticing the Magcargo has strong matchups across the board there, and being able to utilize that to take the win. Game 3, Dewgong into Dragalge. A great matchup for the Dewgong here. Keep in mind, Ice types do not resist Dragon types, they just deal super effective damage. And this is probably just an Aqua Tail coming through. It's only 3 Dragon Claws, so we see the Aqua Tail go through, gets a little bit of chip damage, but not quite enough. And switches into Dedenne, getting answered with Icy Wind, having not thrown Drill Run yet. All set, only ever showing Icy Wind, so maybe that was the time to throw the Drill Run, but either way, Shield goes off, we keep some energy on the Dugong, and we have this Charm User from the back, deciding to keep instead of getting the Charm User locked onto Dragulge because of the neutralization of that poison typing there, coming in here and keeping the Dugong ready for Dragulge in the back to come back later. Now, the question is, what does his opponent have to deal with Magcargo in the back? Shields go down, it's 1-to-1 shields. So if we can keep that shield advantage on the opponent's side, if we can keep that one shield holding on, and it's Primarina. Primarina running Charm and Disarming Voice. We haven't seen its last move, but doesn't look like this thing's really going to be able to handle the Magcargo back there. Even though Incinerate's resisted because of the water type, Primarina's not one to take a lot of damage. Getting the shield here for the Disarming Voice, even though that is the resisted move. Let's see, can Primarina get to one more move? No, the Incinerates go down, and Dragulge comes back. We get the Rock Tomb. Let's see if we get the debuff on this. Rock Tomb goes through, and we even get the debuff. So many debuffs on the side of SouthwayKhi. Every Pokemon he's been bringing has Icy Wind or that Rock Tomb, debuff after debuff. Even the Aqua Tail's double super effective did not kill there. Just enough to get through that last Dragon Tail before the Incinerate kills, but unfortunately, the Dugong is still alive, and that is GG's, SouthwayKhi winning round number 1. Now this next match is actually against me, so I do know how these battles end, and I will do my best not to give it away. But getting the Altaria lead into Magcargo. Now you can see this Magcargo not running Incinerate. This has Rock Throw, so these Rock Throws are adding up, but so are those Dragon Breaths. Galarian Weezing comes in, that Fairy typing super effective against the Altaria there. Altaria farms up and gets the catch onto the Dugong. The Brutal Swing comes through, no debuff on that Brutal Swing there. And charging up on both sides, we've seen how many Icy Winds Kai likes to throw, so we're shielding up this attack, and I believe that was CMP, so off, nope, not CMP, Kai gets to farm up a little more, getting that first shield down on Dugong's side, but here comes the Icy Wind, the debuff goes through, and that's a decent amount of damage for a move that's just mostly a debuff machine. Well, here comes the second attack, no need to shield anymore, even though it's play rough. Seeing if we can get the full farm down on this Dugong, and Dugong has a lot of energy. However, keep in mind, that is a Rock Throw Magcargo, so Rock Throw will do a hefty chunk of damage coming in here, and Lapras comes to meet the Dugong. Icy Wind goes off, he's going to debuff the Lapras. Let's see if we get a shield, and no shield, but we get to farm up. We're one away from another Icy Wind there for Kai's side, but Magcargo comes in, answered with the Wigglytuff at that low HP there. These charms are going to add up, but the Rock Tomb goes off! And the charms are, even though they're resisted, now they're also debuffed, and now the charms really aren't going to add up. But Icy Wind goes off, does a tiny bit of damage, and wow, Magcargo just going to town with those Rock Throws. 2 shields on the side of Lapras here, but all these debuffs are going to go through unless this Surf gets the KO right before that Icy Wind gets to go off. Unfortunately, Icy Wind does not get to go off. This having this Ice type as well as that Fairy type and the Rock Throw user, all of these Pokemon looking great into Altaria. So possibly considering maybe we've scared away and Altaria is not going to be played for the side of Kai for Game 2. We got to see how this adjustment goes. But in comes the move. Even with the debuff on the Icy Wind there, it's not going to save this Dugong. This Dugong goes down. I believe we're 1 away. And it's a CMP tie for the Moonblast. CMP tie, and perhaps if Altaria had thrown the move earlier in the battle, perhaps that would have taken the win, but do we see an Altaria on the team? We see Wigglytuff into Lapras, no Altaria, going back to that triple debuff team that we've seen so many times before. This Icy Wind on Wigglytuff as well as Icy Wind on Dugong, and then the Rock Tomb, but we have seen Incinerate, actually no, in this battle, the opponent, me, I have not seen that there's Incinerate on this Magcargo until right now. So now we have the information that my Magcargo with Rock Throw is looking really good into his team. We don't have to worry about the opposing Rock Throw. However, Rock Tombs, of course, will add up. Getting the move off on the Galarian Weezing, as always, using that as the safe swap here. Very common in metas where that thing is allowed and it doesn't have a hard counter. You'll often see that coming in as a safe swap. Rock Tomb getting off for Magcargo here. This could force a shield on Lapras. Lapras not wanting to take the damage, gets the attack debuff. However, double super effective Surf will still KO and still threaten here. So we see Lapras getting there. That 5-turn Incinerate is just not quick enough to get to the next move in the Rock Tombs gets double shields on the side of the Magcargo. Khi is down to 0 shields, and after this Rock Tomb goes, he's back down to 0 energy, and this is where we see my Magcargo has that rock throw that just gives it that opportunity to come in and safely deal with the opposing Magcargo. Lapras versus Magcargo here. Rock Tomb, as we've seen so many times in this battle before, those attack debuffs are just all over the place in this meta. It was not intended, I promise. It just happens to be that kind of meta. And again, but the attack debuffs on that last Pokemon, and 1 charm away from getting to the Icy Wind. Even with the attack debuffs, is this going to kill the Overheat and Rock Throw? And that takes the game. Alright, leading that Wigglytuff again, that comfortable Wigglytuff lead that Khi likes to run into the Lapras. So the charms here, charms even against something as bulky as Lapras will start to add up, especially when now that Wigglytuff has access to something like Icy Wind to start debuffing the attack of the Lapras, so it becomes effectively more tanky there. But going for the Skull Bash on the side of the Lapras, getting that shield, really putting some resources into Wigglytuff here to try and secure this lead advantage. Lapras not giving up the shield, throwing the Surf here. Let's see if the Surf does enough damage through that debuff though. And no, that barely looks like it tickles. Wigglytuff saving up. Switching into Icy Wind immediately, but getting stuck into that Magcargo. So going down a shield, but keeping that energy stored on Wigglytuff in the back to be able to throw an Icy Wind at something later on, perhaps hoping to see like the Dragonair. I believe there's a Dragonair, or Dragalge perhaps. Throwing the Icy Wind here against Magcargo, having thrown Drill Run the time before, does get the shield here on the Magcargo. Magcargo now is down 2 shields against opposing Magcargo, having that Incinerate into Rock Tomb. Now, having a shield up, this is where the Incinerate user has a chance to really shine. And there it is, that's the dragon, there's the Kingdra, not the Dragalge, not the Dragonair. I promise I didn't forget what was on my own team. But coming in here, getting these Icy Winds off. This, I believe, is going to come close to KOing the Kingdra. Kingdra attack drop, 1 more charm, it's down. But this does let Magcargo farm up, and now it's a race to see who gets to the Rock Tomb. And it looks like Rock Throw Magcargo just being able to get a tiny bit more energy coming in there, and that is game 3. Grabbing that last second sweep with the Magcargo. GG's to SouthwayKhi. SouthwayKhi being currently 1-1 in the tournament, going into the last round versus Hippopotamus. Let's see if SouthwayKhi can grab another W here. Alright, leading Wigglytuff into Walrein. We've seen this Wigglytuff lead so many times before, but into the Walrein. We've seen Lapras, we've seen Dewgong, we have not seen a Walrein yet. That Icicle Spear coming up pretty fast, even after the debuff a few move changes ago, but that does so much damage. It's about half of Wigglytuff health right there. And switching out into the Dewgong, you gotta think possibly this is an Earthquake coming through. It could be a bait. SouthwayKhi gonna not shield anyway. Earthquake doesn't do that much damage actually against the Dewgong. Dewgong safely being able to tank it, throw this Icy Wind, and start to wonder what could Hippopotamus have in the back that still wants to fight that Wigglytuff. So we're gonna have to start preparing for that. Dewgong throwing the shield up, gets hit with the bait on the Icicle Spear, charging up just a little more before throwing this Drill Run. Gonna try and get the KO, get this thing out of the way. Walrein goes down, in comes Dewgong of his own. So Dewgong versus Dewgong. We know this matchup can go on forever and ever and ever with all these debuffs. But with Drill Run, oh, in the switch out, Wigglytuff is back and getting hit with another Icy Wind. This Dewgong will be doing effectively 0 damage from this point on. Let's see how much damage this double debuffed move does. It's a Drill Run or Icy Wind. It's Icy Wind, and that is not damage. That was effectively negligible. And in comes the Dewgong. Dewgong not able to get to that Drill Run versus Alolan Marowak. Bone Club goes off, but carefully choosing to keep the shield here. Magcargo stuck in the back versus Alolan Marowak. AWAC generally actually looking pretty good into this specific line, so not really having quite an option here. Gonna let it go. The 2 shields are in the way. SouthwayKhi throwing up this shield, seeing if we can sneak some possibly Incinerate through. If we're able to sneak some Incinerates through, might be able to get to 2 Rock Tombs. We're at the first one, but I think we need 3, and I don't know if Khi's going to be able to get to 3 Rock Tombs. Attack fell, but this double super effective, even just Bone Club, double super effective attack dropped, and it will still KO that shield, keeping that shield on the side of Hippopotamus, grabbing the W there. So Dewgong into Walrein for game 3. Let's see if SouthwayKhi bringing that Altaria on the back this time. Seeing that the Alolan Marowak was pretty strong into his team. So first, he's going to let this go. Earthquake, hefty chunk of damage, but still leaves us at about half. Going for this Icy Wind again, loving the debuffs on the side of Kai. He's constantly going for debuff whenever he can. And we gotta see, especially, again, this Charm user switching the order this time so the debuffs can go off before Wigglytuff comes in, helping Wigglytuff just get some of that damage off when taking a lot less damage here in this case. And the switch goes off, I believe. I didn't see what Pokemon came in, but I believe there's a switch on the side of Kai, but still being able to debuff. Oh, no, my bad, not a switch. CMP. Icy Wind from both sides. Both these Pokemon, you can see those Charms are doing so little damage. They almost look resisted at this point. Still being able to chunk down, but it's, oh man, it's taken forever. And now it'll take even longer. These Icy Wind, 2 more Charms for that tiny sliver of health there. Walrein comes back in. Walrein getting hit by another Icy Wind. I keep saying Icy Wind, but here we are. So many Icy Winds, and a quick switch, keeping that Wigglytuff in the back to be able to use as a extra shield, perhaps on a catch later on in this game. Drill grabs the shield. We're down to even shields, so last game we did have some trouble against the shields up on the opposing team. So now, using shields, making sure we grab some shields in return. We can't have this Altaria get stuck up against a Walrein. But we're trying to grab this last shield with Icy Wind and lets it go. The bait does not go through. Gets this drill run off. Let's see if Posthumus lets this one through as well. Maybe he's putting all his money on. No, we get the shield down. Shield down here. This is going to look a little bit better for Altaria. Still very scary, but in range of a Sky Attack at this point. Earthquake goes off. And, oh man, the immediate switch. Wigglytuff comes in. Opponent switches to get, what is this thing? This is not the Croco. This is, not for Alligator. That's Gen 2. The crocodile thingy. Skeleturge comes in. Gets the disarming voice off. Moonblast comes through. And, wow, if this is disarming voice again, I think this is going to go down. I think the Altaria goes down to disarming voice. And coming in, are the Charms going to be enough? No, not able to get Charms. And SouthwayKhi comes in with Magcargo this time. Magcargo versus Dedenne. Now this matchup, I'm actually not sure, because Dedenne has Discharge. And we haven't had any Icy Winds hit him yet. But, oh, Alolan Marowak coming in to fight Magcargo. Understandable with the Bone Club, but down energy, the Rock Tombs will do a chunk of damage and add up, and attack fell. I would assume that we get this Rock Tomb off and possible immediate switch out with these super debuffs here into Dewgong. And Dewgong comes in and gets the catch. Let's see if this Bone Club does less than 0 damage. Double debuffed, resisted fire spins. Bone Club just not a damaging move in the first place. Even Shadow Bone. Actually, I'll give it to Shadow Bone. That still did a surprising amount of damage for the fact that it's double debuffed. And actually respecting how much damage that's going to do and get the shield, but it's a bait. Bone Club gets shielded, and in comes Dedenne. Still having energy left on the back on the Marowak, gets the shield for that first discharge. But we do have a lot of energy here. I believe we're going to be able to throw... Oh, shields are down, that's right. Are we going to be able to get to the next drill run? We're at almost 2 drill runs again. Icy Wind comes out for the Dewgong. Again, debuffing this Ice Water. We've seen this combo so many times. Do have to look out. Even debuffed, Earthquake will kill. Let's see if that was enough Powder Snow to get to Earthquake. And boom, down goes Magcargo. In comes Wigglytuff. Charming down. Wigglytuff should be able to survive here because of that debuff. One Earthquake isn't going to do it. The next Icicle Spear also won't, I don't believe. Grab a kill there. Although the debuff is reset, in comes the Icy Wind. Does enough damage that if this is a Bone Club, it has to be Bone Club. Wigglytuff is normal typing. Is it going to do just enough damage to get the snipe down on... It gets the snipe down, it gets the farm down, and we get the drill run off. Perfect energy management with the Dugong there, just enough to take down the Walrein, and SouthwayKhi grabs the win. Thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoy this type of Show 6 content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be bringing more of that to you, and feel free to join us on Meta Mondays as well. Grab the Discord link down below. Come hang out with us on the channel for some zero stakes Show 6 PvP practice with intricate, different, changing metas, so you don't have to read into the meta and prepare months in advance. You get 24 hours and that's it. And of course, check out Khi's links down below. You can catch him streaming at the stream link I put down in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.